Dooba, dooba, ba dooba, dooba, ba dooba, ba doo. Dooba. Let me just check the audio. So the thing happened from last time doesn't happen again. Let me check the audio. Thing happened from last time doesn't happen again. And audio is good. Welcome, welcome. So for the stream, I will actually start it as the Autumn Boulevard remake will start as well. So let me just get it up here. It's always cool when you have when you do something and you think you're gonna remember it and then you don't. And the worst thing is Alzheimer's running to my family too, and then I never have what I'm looking for. I hate it so much. I always do this to myself. Let me see. I see that my viewport is all screwed up but that's fine. For this is actually enough. It's okay. Because I am feeling quite ill, but I will still do. Here we go. No. It's okay. We'll just go. I have no idea where I put it, but it's fine. I remember what we were supposed to talk about. So, the game will start, as we can see here. Just need to figure out what part. There we go. Go there, into the table itself. Now I hope we can see it. See this table? Now, this is where the game will start. Inside of Sargos's Cotorne. And this is where everything will be introduced, how you play the game, and what you do. So, this is what we're gonna do later. I'm gonna switch. So it's good that this happened because it keeps switching for some reason. The texture I use for the board. And if you can see, let me just switch a little to the right. There we go. So, the game will start with that you enter. Well, the room isn't completely built, as you can see, but it's gonna start with you opening and coming in here, and Sargossi will welcome you, and then she will do her rhyme. So in the meantime, as I'm finding it, I will just tell you what I've been doing this week. I've been doing this, and I've also been rigging all the scenes for version 1.2 of Birds. And essentially, I don't have to build any new environments for this one. I can just, go for it, essentially. I have built all the environments there. It's like the final scene, but I told you this before. I will divide the last scene into two. So, essentially, or into three technically, right? Because first you have this update, and then there's a thing earlier on where you can switch into the bad end, or one of them. And then I will have half, because there's like seven, how do I explain it? I usually do 3,000 lines of code per update. But when I looked at the entire version 1.2, without the bad end, it was 3,700. But then I realized I can just, divide those two and mingle them into the bad end. So even when it's just half the bad ending, we can still go back to the other things and it will still other things. I sound exactly like when I started international school, like insane. So you will go back to the original script or the original without it, and you can play a little more, because it ends on a cliffhanger. That whole last 700 lines of code is just very tense, that part. So, I mean, I always envy people who just used to be so cool to, like, not know anything about this and just play it from the start and see if I hated it or loved it, right? Now I have it up here. So, as I told you before, when I write Saragos's lines, I write them by hand. So you should sit down in a coffee shop, I get myself a coffee, and then I sit and write. And just rhyme and rhyme and rhyme. That's essentially what I do. Let me just see here. I am curious, that's my... Yes. Let me just do one thing. Awesome. Now, so she will enter with the board under her arm, and she will say, Bonjour, mayhaps, bonsoir, even so now, whenever mine light graces thine brow. Thee asked Sargossi if she cared for a game. Thus I have now come to this joy claim. Ever since I broke the baker's heart so grim, chances to play board games for Sargossi has been naught but slim. She sits down. Over. So she will be sitting right over. Of course, I can't show my mouse cursor. But I'll fix this on the next stream. I'm gonna sit down for like hour, maybe like 2 or 3 hours to actually figure out more things. I can show things on screen with streams up because now we're actually getting into the meat of it, where I can actually show you not the, some modeling, sure, but also the scripting, how to do scenes. But anyway, so Sargossi has sat down. As such, this board of mine is filled with grime. Thus, as I clean it, let me set our stage and start us off with Once Upon a Time. You just miss me going through what we will. Hi, it is, by the way. We will go through. I went through essentially what I've been doing this week and how I'm structuring the bad end. Yeah. So what people should expect from the bad end is that it is you can like play of birds and bees and like get that ending and it's still an ending. You won't get all the answers, but you will feel satisfied sort of. So I expect there will be some poor person who just reads it, gets there and then just, oh yeah, this is my ending, okay, got you. But as I said in chat earlier, like it's man, like it got really dark, and oh man, I hated Melanie so much as I was reading it. I was like, and it's like my character, like some anger at myself. Essentially, it's like insane. But I wrote it good, and because I wanted to show Trey's perspective, that was what's really important to me. Because it's all of these things are important, right? Because you can't just look at. It's just interesting because we haven't had that much time to really get to know him, go into the deep ends, like why is he like this? Why is he not seeing things? Is he retarded? Is he not retarded? These things are important to me, and how can you miss these really important things, right? So it will be a deep dive into that. There will still, I'll say, I won't show like everything, but a lot of things will be like hinted at and stuff. So it's like a proper, exactly like the tone I wanted, with like horror and other things, spicy things, but just enough so it's not too much and not in your face essentially all the time. Well, not in your face isn't what I should say. What I'm saying is that it's, I feel it's a good level, but we can discuss it later. Now, what else? What do I want to say about this ending? I am considering adding a fight like in last update, because even though it sucked doing it, that was so hard getting Uriel the right size and Min, and then like showing, but not showing Min too much because obviously it just breaks canon if I show her, because you can't see her face, you go insane, right? So but I liked how I got the shadow of her and everything, and yeah. So I might add one of those fights into the ending. That's the only thing I'm thinking about adding, but I don't want to make it. I don't want it to get too convoluted, so to say, because I want it to be chill. Kind of easy to follow because there are a lot of things here and there and concepts they introduce. But that's also what's good about bad ending, right? Is that I can introduce concepts, and then if people hate them, I don't have to ever bring them up again. I can be like, oh, that was this one off, right? Now, so in Godot, what I've done so far is I finished the battling sequence. This I showed last time. And now I am going to show you how we look in game. So, as I said, I will fix this until next time. Don't worry about it. But for now. So, this is the board. Now, I do have Grok open on the screen, but let's see if I remember how to do this. But I'm pretty sure yes, I know how to do this. For some reason, it keeps adding like this mesh no one wants. I don't want it. I'm pretty sure this thing doesn't want it, but it keeps adding it. It's so annoying. So anyway, let me see now how I did this. Yes, I remember. You go into albedo. So what I'm doing now is I have another board here. This is 2D, this board. You see here? I'm sorry for, actually I can just do this now, I remember that. Just drag it there so you can see it. This is a 2D board I've been showing. But I want this to play on this board. Like a big, big, big one. And I can't, I hate this so much. Because I'm used to dust, right? Oh, awesome, now I can show it. And look there, to the left, that's a character card for Gunslinger. Now, I want that I showed you, the 2D board, to be shown on this table. And then I want to slant the camera. So it feels like you're playing it there, right? So I go in here, I click the material, and on the off chance that someone has the exact same problem as me when I did this and finds my stream, I'm so sorry, you can't see what I'm doing on the right side. But you go here, and you click the material. Yes, exactly, click the material. Albedo, texture, and then you choose the board. Okay. And for some reason, it won't. Alright. Let me show you. Okay, there we go. Now it's back. Now we can see it. I have it right here. And you can see it plain, looking really, really nice with the, this is the R3 textures, and then a little indent for the board itself, so it looks like a proper board. And I did my research, and this is what, this is actually what the Victorian boards look like. They did have this sort of look to them. They're a little bigger, but it's fine. It's like, to me, the style I'm going for, right, is, what is it, Eldritch Punk. Essentially, what it is that it's essentially humans using magical items and creating their own technology based upon those magical items, but they're charged with holiness or evil or unholiness, whatever you want to call it. But the whole style of Valdemars Udde, this is where Saragossa lives, is this sort of magical fantasy New Orleans. Because I don't know if anyone in chat has been there, but it's crazy over there, man. It's crazy. Next stream, I will talk more about it. But for now, I'm also getting really sick. Not getting sick. I am very sick. So now I've essentially. So that's why I was supposed to gonna work longer, but I am. My head is fading, man. It's fading. But I will see if I can fix this. 1 second. If I go in here. Awesome. Exactly, because I wanted to see if we can fix the Sylvester character card. So, select character card, mesh, blah 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 blah, size. If I okay, 1, no. Ah, material, standard material. Okay, now I got it. Okay. Give it 1. Yes. I found it. Because you need to remember, I am used to working on DOS, right? Like, working on this is completely new for me. Can I even... Wait, now, we had this whole speech about, like, oh no, I'm moving away from spicy things, and what are the first thing you see? What is the first thing you see? I can't even... Oh my god. Yes. Give me a second. How do I pan in 3D viewport Godot? Hold shift. Okay, there you go. Yay! Now I can show it. Finally. Okay. Now I found it. So first offset. Drag this. Oh, no. Okay, I got it. Now. No. X. And that just moves her. What I'm doing essentially, as you can see, fitting her inside this thing. So now UV2. That's nothing. Offset. Nothing. Nothing. There you go. Tiny image fix. Yeah, sure, bro. This is a plane mesh. So I don't understand. Oh, wait. I know. It wants me to do like a 2D. What is it? Set character card. Expand plane mesh. Let's see now. Type box mesh. Alright. It's just so annoying because it took forever to put it there, but whatever. Let me just ask Elon. How can't I just change the tiling of the texture itself? I remember my dad told me that, what was it, I think one of my cousins' husbands, he was asking him, like, do I need to get like one of those pads, like smart pads? You know, like iPad, whatever, like Samsung Galaxy tablet, whatever, right? I actually don't own one. I never have. Like, I owned one there when I was like 16 or something. Then it broke, and I was like, okay, whatever. Why do I need this? And then they asked him like, oh, no, they told my dad like, oh, you don't need one, but if you get one, you will never stop using it. And that's sort of how I feel with AI, like this Grok, because I was super Grok, and it's like pretty expensive, right? Not super expensive, but it's and I will now I can't go back because it's just so handy. You can have like projects and stuff in it. So you essentially imagine a computer essentially where you just plug in cartridges and lets it read them, so you can do like projects and stuff. And this other project I've been like that I will not do in this style, will be much simpler style, which is like the Stepford thing I showed you about. That one I've been using like Grok and like how to say, just plotting it out and stuff. If Grok dies now when I ask this to change the tiling, we'll just move on because I am low key dying anyway. But I will have this fixed until next time we speak. And what I hope to do that at that point is be able to play it on this board. Then have the camera fixed. I can just go in and now here we go. A camera set, looking at that and having the tokens next to the board. Because if you see here, like right next to our hip now, because I couldn't fix this thing. I want, I say, you know what? One thing I will fix because this has annoyed me all day. It's supposed to be here, okay? And also a little slanted because although the people listening to me might be autistic, I am not autistic. I always do this because it gives me more room and stuff. Oh my god, I just want to move it. See, a little like that. No, I was just kidding. Because right next to her, the tokens have to be, and now it's going up. Great. Why can't it just do that like a normal DOS model? There we go. Shift and then a mouse button. There we go. Okay, cool. Now, let's see now. For both character, UV1 scale. That's what it wants me to do. Okay, cool. Character card. Yes! Ah, we got it. We got it. We got it. Awesome. But now we didn't get it now because it said, oh my god. It's not said. And then I mean upset. I'm not even in the scale. I hate my life, honestly. Now let's see. There we go. Now, there we go. Let us just bring her beautiful gypsy look right here. There we go. I wanted to start first, but then when I looked at the style of Victorian board games, they look so cool. Like, I find them so cute, so I might use them instead. I haven't decided what look I will pick yet. Because it has to be uniform, right? You can't like have one style for Gunslinger, the other one for Shivani, and the third one for Charlotte, and it has to be the same style. But I will also edit Silvasa's jacket to have a Romanian flag on it, and something. This is a placeholder because it's not like the thing is. I mean, just generally why I use AI, right? Is because I can do it in styles that I like, and finding artists that do it in that style is so hard, man. And it's not that they charge too much. I think no, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. It's just very hard to find, and it's like takes a long time for them to make the art, and then you have to like talk to them. Oh wait, can you do this? Can you change that? And it's a nightmare, man. It's a nightmare. And also when you tell them I want this, and it gets kind of lost in communication what you want and what they want, or not what they want, but what they can do, right? And because I remember when I was one of the artists I hired, they could not do backgrounds. They told me at least they couldn't do backgrounds. And then when I did backgrounds, they looked fine. They looked great. And I was like, what? Okay. For example, like somewhere you played. I mean, it is also no Bird and Beast, but on Boulevard when I did the reveal of Satkiel and show her as the bird, right? That painting, the guy. I wanted to pay the guy. I was like ready to pay him like $800 or something, like a lot of money. And just for context, that's like what I paid Neon Luminous by like monthly, I think, or every other month. Like 400 a month, I think I paid him for doing Oh No, the Unreal game. So this guy would get a lot of money, and he said, "No, it's okay. No, no, it's okay." And he just gave me the sketch, and then he never replied to me on Discord. I could never get hold of him again. And then I had to ask, or had to ask another of the artists I know to just finish it for me. And man, he obviously did it beautifully. If you've seen the art I'm referring to, you know it looks great. It's just beautiful, and it just captures what I wanted with Lucille, right, with her final form, or one of them, right? Because I can't show it. This is also the next thing. I just want to have a dedicated screen on my OBS that has like a lot of galleries. I can just go in and show you what I want in the gallery immediately. But I remember, like, when I was a kid, my dad would play this game called Lighthouse, and he was like, "Very, oh, you can't come in when I'm playing this, Virginia. You can't come in when I'm playing this." And then I would, I think I came in by accident or something. He was so into the game with earphones, so he didn't see me come in. And as I come in, there's this terrifying bird creature on screen. Like, Jesus Christ, it looks so scary. Like it's like moving like just mechanically, and it has this big, like wet-looking black beak, and it's like just black. And I call it the bird monster. And I don't know if I cried or not, but I just read out. I was so scared. Like I was scared of that thing for like a year, like that thing. So my dad would like just say, "Oh, it's bird monster," Virginia is scared of the bird monster. And but then it's like later, like when I calmed down a bit, he showed me like, yeah, this is like try to explain to me like, yeah, it's horror, but it's like surrealistic horror. So it's not. And then he showed me like another screen. It's like this baby with a diaper, but it's like grown, and it looks like, yeah, it's odd. But so I stopped being that scared, but I still find that thing terrifying. So when I asked them like, "Hey, I want you to do," because I had to sit down, right, and think, what would how would I, if I saw Sergio's face, Lucille's face, what would it look like, right? Because to me, as I explained in Autumn Boulevard, and I think I've explained in Birds and Beasts too, is that when you see one of these things' faces, right, is that we are seeing the same thing, but we couldn't. But if we sat down and tried to explain it, we would explain different things. It's a concept, right? because Lucille is like benevolence personified. And benevolence looks to us in different ways. And the Sylvester like that looked like what I saw, like the bird monster, right? It was almost easier, those great horns. But for someone else, she might look different. It will still be the only things that are constant is the beak, the horns, and her fingers. Everything else changes. And then also the concept of Lucille only have one face, Cassiopeia having three, Michael having 3 or 30, right? But yeah, what I was gonna get, yeah, I was talking about this piece of AI art, generated art. But I was thinking, like, if I find someone who's like really good, I know a guy, like, I will ask him, like, if he wants to do it for me. Obviously paid, of course paid, and if he can do it, like, and it's not, and it doesn't take too long, then yeah, sure, for sure, I will let him do it, no problem. But you can still do the character cards and then ask him, like, hey, what font are you using? And then, you can just update the font itself and it's fine. But now I just wanted to show you a little. Let's just go down and then go up left because you can't see because I screwed up my screen completely. And that's good that I realized I almost showed my code. I don't know how to get into it. But as you can see on the left of the character card we'll be using, you will have might, charisma, spirit, life, and all these things, right? And also life counters. Those things I hope to fix during next week and this week. I'm gonna take the day off tomorrow. What a coincidence that I got sick the same time Crimson Desert came out, right? Anyway. I think, yeah, I think I am good on that. Why is it? Give me a second. I need to save this so I don't forget to do it later. Now, yeah, there's another thing because I also said I was gonna talk about nymphs today, and I will. And because like when I started writing like this, I didn't want to do elves. I just shied away from the idea completely because like that's Tolkien's things, man. That's Tolkien's thing, and I did just wanted to do my own thing. And then I realized that elves are like super fucking important in Scandinavian folklore, and like we were one of the ones who created them. It's just us and the British who have them, and the Irish, of course, who have them in our folklore. But in between me finding that out and me starting, I had to do something else. So I was like, okay, let's do nymphs then, because those are really important in our culture too. And then I got it wrong because in Swedish we have a concept called vette, and Holly is a vette, right? And then you also have, how do I explain this? But I used to think that vette and goblin was the same thing, but then I looked into it and I realized that vette is like a gathering word for all spirits. Like you have like land vette, and that is like elves. And then you have air vette, and that's what you would call a fairy. So like vette is like, it means something to the tune of unknown creature or something like this. I completely forget exactly. But then, so vette, I sort of, now it's just, those holy looking cute things, that's vette now. Hope you enjoy. But also let me know, like, the people who are watching this, what fantasy creatures do you want to see? Because like, I am open to other fantasy creatures, like, sky is only the limit. But with that, I might add elves. I have been thinking about how to do it in a cool way, but keep them, doing their own thing. Because I have been like plotting out the Wind's Meadow, like what it looks like and things. And as Armando told us last update, you can go from Blåkulla to the Wind's Meadow. And oh yeah, for the people who don't know that, Blåkulla literally means blue hills. And that's why the map I posted long ago of Blåkulla, then the hills are blue. But then I also noticed that Germany has their own version of Blåkulla, also calls it that. But they have this, that's where I got one of the names from, Brocken. But then I realized Brocken is actually a mountain, and it's not a place. And I made it a place, but whatever, you know. But that's what I've been doing on that front. So also after there will be free updates now, focusing on Melanie and Armando. They will be like the focus for the next free updates. Because I have to like, as you know, cut the balance in two, as I said. And then after that, we go back to Amy, Ryan, and those guys, and Trish. And I have some good ideas with like Amy and Trish, like not those sort of ideas, but they have a really cool dynamic that I really like that I want to explore more. And the thing is that you only have so much time because there's so many dynamics I want to explore, and I know like how it ends, right? And let's say, I don't know, I can do it like that. I didn't have to do updates every single or every other month. I could just like be like, oh man, I'm just gonna sit down and then like just do a big fucking update every year like I used to do, which wasn't good for me at all. It wasn't good. I wasn't gaining anything because people would forget about each update and like what happened, like it wasn't good and they got too long and too wordy. Then I could really explore different people and stuff, but then again, like I'm at this point now in the story where I can actually do really cool stuff. That's why I had the Vera coming thing from last update because I had to plan that out so carefully. And you could also have the Uriel and Nin fight too. We also planned, and I was, oh man, I'm so happy I finally got Ursula back. I've been like planning that for like 2 years now or something. I wrote that I think when I was in Japan 2 years ago. That's when I wrote that scene. And then, you know, things took over, things got crazy, you know. So yeah, so this week I will hopefully have the card. Okay, now it's actually done. It's fine. Because even here, here's the thing, right? It also depends on like how you show things and like maybe I shouldn't even tell you guys. No, you know what? I won't tell you guys. But there are ways to hide bad resources I've been doing. So the Gunslinger card I'm fine with for now. And in case you guys forgot, I can show you one last time. Uh, oh, okay, that's what it does. There we go. I have all these things for the playstyles that the playstyle says, you know, short about her, you know, background that will be very pertinent when it comes to dealing socially with people in this game. And then a special ability. And I really like, you know, look that we're gonna keep when you're out in the forest, you know, this post-apocalyptic Scandinavian look. After Indigo just went through and killed everything. So yeah, that is it for me for the stream. As I said, I'm sorry for being like sort of sick, but I actually got through everything I wanted to do. I am looking into. I don't want to promise anything, but I'm looking into like streaming. How to say once a day with every time I work on this, but we'll see how I can do that, make that work. I haven't. I need to look into it more. So let me fix, you know, more things with the streams. I have multiple tabs so we can actually look at things better because now I just screwed up and just yeah. It's what it is. I will talk to you guys later. And remember, I'm always in Discord. Take care, guys. And have a nice day. // Virginia M.